back to Collecting History. Hope everyone's had a good day. You see the new layout, and I finally got this done here. The wall, really cool. So I can go over it real quick. I'm going to change these out depending on seasons too sometimes. But first, I want to show you what I got up on the wall here. I've got starting here. We've got Batman: Dawn of DCs, where Batman from a multiverse travels through the multiverse to meet other Batmans like Arkham Batman from Arkham Asylum game. Also, Adam West and Burt Ward's Batman and Robin. You got Doom here. You got the X Force and Spider Man. It's the last Todd McFarlane one. It's read sideways, not up and down. That's a really key comic. I love to get that signed by Todd sometime. Then you got the Flash, the first appearance of his version of Eradicator. And then you got Superman here in his first version of a Eradicator. So those are two key comics there. Then up top you got the Shadow of the Bat, which is a pretty cool looking comic book. You got Darth Vader, and then you got JSA Jay Garrick, JSA Shazam, and JSA Hourman. All those last three all done by Alex Ross. And yeah, so I finally got that up and done. I think it turned out pretty good actually. Got the Green Hornet stuff down below. And you can see like that down here. You got the Green Hornet little display here with him and Kato, and then up top I got a picture of them, the Van Williams and Bruce Lee, and then I got the comic books up top and some comic books down below as well. So that's what I was really wanting to work on. And I did share the picture on TikTok and Instagram. So if you follow me there, you'll see it. But yeah, so that's what I was really working on and wanting to get done, and we did it. And so tonight's show episode, whatever you want to call it, is about these two guys, a Flash and Reverse Flash from season one of the Flash, and the irony behind it all. And so you got Eobard here, who decides to travel back in time to try to take out Barry Allen as a child, so he doesn't ever exist. In doing so and going back in time, it doesn't work out like he thought. Uh, so, um, so if you've never seen the Flash before, it's a little bit of a spoiler here, but Eobard goes back in time. He's followed by this version of Barry Allen of that timeline. So when he goes back in time, this Barry Allen follows him, and they get into Barry's house. They break through the window. A big fight ensues. Barry knows that he is going to take out his younger self. So Barry, very smartly, takes himself out of the house. In the meantime, that leaves Eobard, and Eobard's in there with Barry's father is knocked out. So Barry's mother is still, awake, and Eobard decides to take her out, thinking that would push him over the limit and him not become the Flash. Just take her out. It'll drive him insane. He'll never become the Flash. As Eobard is leaving and running, he runs out of steam. He asks Gideon what's going on. Gideon tells him, "Your speed's depleted. You're done. This last fight with Barry you've used up all your speed." And so he is then stuck in the year 2000 and has to make him become the Flash so he can return back to his timeline. So his whole thing going back in time to try to take Barry Allen out has left Eobard in the year 2000 and having to wait about 15 years to create Barry Allen's version of Flash. In the meantime, he does become Harrison Wells. He does take over his body and and tricks everyone into believing that he's Harrison Wells. And he gets the particle accelerator going, blows it up like it should be, to originally create the Flash. That's how it was originally done to begin with, but he does it a few years sooner. And so, in the meantime, like I'm saying here, this guy here goes back in time to try to destroy him, but he couldn't, so he has to create him. So at the end of the first season, Eobard's in this little bubble capsule thing to run back into his time frame where he's from. Barry he gives an ultimatum: "Hey, go back, stop me from killing your mother. Everything will be restored. You'll be good to go." But the original timeline, Barry Allen, stops him from doing that. So that new timeline, Barry Allen, goes back in time, stops Eobard from going back to his timeline. And in the process, because Eobard has a distant relative in this time frame named Edithon, who I would have to imagine would be his great grandfather or whatever, as he is starting to take him out in this last part of the season when Barry returns to the original timeline, as he starts to take Barry out, and he was going to take him out and his whole family, the whole 9 yards, Eddie takes himself out. In doing so, makes Eobard disappear, gone, erased him from the timeline because Eddie's gone now. Of course, as you know, the show, you'll still see Eobard in different forms. The original Eobard and the Harrison Well look reverse Flash. But anyway, the irony behind it all is it's funny because he goes back to try to destroy him, has to create him, ends up taking his own self out of the timeline because his distant relative takes himself out. It's just kind of funny. I mean, you do all this stuff to try to destroy this guy, and you end up destroying yourself in the process. But the Flash season one was good. Flash season two is my favorite with Zoom. But the 9 seasons were all really good. I thought it kind of was starting to. Uh, you could tell by season 8 and 9 it was starting to trickle away. But anyway, that first 2 seasons were really interesting. Where Barry does make Flashpoint after season two, but that's another irony situation. We'll talk about it another time. But yeah, so he goes to take him out, can't do it, has to create him anyway, ends up getting taken out by a distant relative. It's like almost all for nothing. This show was really cool. I really like the time, the back in time situation, the parallel universes, where he was able to go to Earth 2 and things like that. So the show was really cool. The show was really good, and I really enjoyed it. So, but yeah, there's the irony. There you go. Until next time, guys. Love y'all. See you soon. God bless.